connect to any systems, right? We can easily export that data, and that's why relational database is one of the example of a structured data. Right? Can anybody help me to answer this question? Can you guess what is the full image over here? Cycle, okay. Bicycle, cycle.
क्या चीज?
Cycle, okay. A lot of things. It's a puzzle, correct? But the image.
इतना तो.
Cycle, bicycle, cycle. Okay, great. Lot of answers. Let me change the slide. If you are able to guess right now, what do you see? Cycle near a lake, near a sea. Bicycling in the sea, near a river. Okay, lot of answers. Okay, great. Let me change the slide more. Now, can you guess? I think most of you will be able to guess.
Pre-approved तो इतने दस्तक नहीं करवाने.
Father and son cycling near the sea.
अभी तो एक बुक और पढ़ी है दस्तक की.
Yes, father and a son are cycling.
वो तो दूसरी वाली है.
Cycling near the sea. Okay. Father and a son is cycling. Great. So that is the bigger picture. So if you see the bigger picture, this is the bigger picture. So there was a father and a son who were cycling on the beach, and they were just clapping hands. This is the bigger picture. The reason why I'm giving you this example is if I go 2-3 steps back, if I come to this particular slide, have anybody of you thought of that picture over here? Any one of you? No, right? Shweta told no, sir. How it is possible? No, lot of no, right? Which is actually obvious. How would you know this? Because it is totally scattered. So when I start changing the slide, you were able to guess the objects, right? When I came to this slide, you were almost able to guess 70-80% of the picture, right? And that was the bigger picture. The reason what I want to frame in front of you is when we get the data as a data scientist, and when you will become a data scientist, you will also face the same scenario. You will get a data which is totally messed up, totally unstructured, very difficult to process, right? Totally scattered. So what you do, you take a step-by-step approach where you start cleaning the data, start understanding the features, columns, business metrics, right? Once you understand that, you need to structure that data properly. So once the data is structured, then you do an exploratory data analysis called as EDA. In data science life cycle, we called it as EDA, called as exploratory data analysis, where we explore the data, do some charts and graphs, plot different kinds of trends, understands the entire story behind the data. We create dashboards, storyboards, so that we can get what the business is looking for and what is the data that is telling me. Once we get the bigger picture, which I am showing you right now, then only we will be able to take advanced decisions, whether to build some complex models, whether to solve some complex problems, or whether to improve some strategical or operational improvements. All will depend on this bigger picture that you are coming out with. And that is where data scientist plays a very vital role, because they see the entire problem in a 360 view, because they understand that what can be the situation and what type of problem needs to be solved and how, right? And that is where they need this bigger picture. Then only they can take better decisions. Now many of you are confused, sir. I didn't get the example, right? Can you give me a better example? Let me throw you another example. I hope everybody has watched MasterChef. Right? It's a cooking contest that used to happen on Star Wars. Now in India also it happens. Right? Now what happens in MasterChef? There are a lot of participants who participate in a cooking contest. Right? And they cook a very beautiful dish, very tasty dish, which is impressed by the judges. Right? And that's how they win the contest. They find all their raw ingredients from this particular picture that I'm showing you. It's a pantry where they find all their raw ingredients, whether it is masalas, vegetable, fruits, fish, any kind of raw ingredient they find out from. They are also provided with some tools like mixer, grinder, knife, bowls, dish, plates, any kind of tools. They find out they are also provided with those things. Right? Now the MasterChef, in MasterChef you might have noticed that there is a big round clock. When the judges tell you have 60 minutes, 90 minutes of time to finish off the dish, right? So they have a time period in which they have to complete the dish. And they have to cook the best dish, which is what? Which is very tasteful, which is very well decorated, well styled plating, well plated, so that they can impress the judges. So that they can win the contest. Right? But you will ask me, sir, why are you giving me this example? The reason is, for a data scientist, it is just the raw ingredients for them.
Google वाले
Data
कुछ
is
भी
just
करवा
the raw
ले, उसके
ingredients
घर
for
नहीं जाएगी
them.
तू पैसे मांगने के लिए।
Structured data,
क्योंकि
unstructured data,
मतलब
any
इसने इसको
format
इतना
of
कर
data
दिया ना
that does not matter.
इमोशनली
For a data
कि
scientist, it
चाचा
is
तेरे
just the raw
इतनी वो
ingredients.
रखी में मतलब
They're also provided with some tools.
घर पे
That's
पहुंच
where
गया, मेरी माँ धो
Python,
रहा है।
R, Tableau, Power
ऐसे
BI,
वैसे।
Excel, Gates,
तब
Snowflake,
इसने अपनी माँ
Databricks,
को-
n
मैं
number
अपनी
of
माँ
tools
का
are there in the
जोड़े कि
market
तू मत जाओ उसके
which
घर।
solve certain problems. Some are paid,
तनु कहे
some are
कि
free.
मेरे चुका
But
दे
it helps you to solve those problems. It helps you to process the data. So they are also provided
उस टाइम
with
तो बहुत
those
ज्यादा
tools,
30,000 की तो
right?
कीमत
So when you go to product-based companies, when you go to service-based companies, they will have different type of products, different type of tools which you have to use to solve the problem. And that's why tools and technologies are very important. Finally, every project has a timeline. So data science project will also have a timeline in which you have to complete and deliver to your stakeholders, right? It can be your recommendation model, it can be a predictive model, it can be a GenAI solutions, but there is a proper timeline in which you have to complete and deliver. And finally, you have to cook the best dish, which is what? Your insights, your reports, your dashboards. It can be storyboards, it can be an application, it can be a predictive model, it can be an entire ML lifecycle which you have prepared, or it can be any kind of data models which is an action related items which will help your clients, stakeholders, managers, CEOs to be happy and able to take better data-driven informed decisions. That is very important. With your insights, they will be able to take decisions. They will be able to well-informed decisions can be taken from your insights, and that is what they are looking for, right? And if you're able to do that, that is very important in today's scenario, right? Again, a quick question for everyone. Let me see who can answer. Which of these companies processes over 2.5 quintillion bytes of data per day? Very simple question. Flipkart, Infosys, Google or IKEA? Quickly, I want a very good Shweta. That is a correct answer. Correct by Dabadul. Sunny, that is correct. Arjun, correct. Arjun, no. Arjun, it's wrong. Very good. Lot of people are giving correct answer. Those who have given C, that is the correct answer. Google has a lot of data than any other companies. More than this type of companies which are already listed, right? Flipkart, Infosys or IKEA. Google is much bigger. Their data is huge. Imagine, you cannot imagine. It's huge. Can anybody help me to answer this question? Domino's Pizza tracks data from which unusual source to improve delivery times? Weather satellites, doorbell cameras, car GPS, driver behavior, or just a social media post? Again, a very simple question. Quickly. A, B, C or D? Harshit, that is correct. Arjun, that is correct. Anush, correct. Very good. A lot of people are saying A, weather satellites. Sangram, that is correct. Okay, those who have given C, that is the correct answer. If you are giving C, which is the car GPS and driver behavior. Why? Let me explain you that. For Domino's, one of the important parameters is customer satisfaction, right? And how the customers will be satisfied? By improving delivery times, as simple as it is. As fast as you get your pizza, you will be very satisfied, right? And how Domino's will do that, right? First of all, they need to understand which routes is best to travel to your location. The second best is how your drivers are traveling. Are they moving very fast, very slow? Are they going here and there? So they want to understand the behavior. If they are able to solve these two problems easily, they will be able to reduce the cycle time. And that is how Domino's will improve, right? Another example is Myntra. Many of you purchased from Myntra. A real example I am giving, right? Many of you purchased from Myntra, and you are also you're a very frequent buyer as well. Myntra has also tagged you as a Myntra insider as well. I think most of the people have, if you purchase from Myntra, you will find out they have tagged you as a Myntra insider, right? Now, why they do that, right? And what is the benefit of that for Myntra, right? For example, you are a very frequent buyer, you check certain products, you kept to add to bags and wish list, but you haven't purchased those products. Myntra will use a particular function called as growth hacking. It is a specific engineering function targeted to very specific set of customers like you who have the ability to purchase, but you are not purchasing due to some reason. Either it can be different brands, products, colors, trends, prices, or it can be a different e-commerce platform which is triggering it. So Myntra will keep on finding out those answers. They will also open up your past buying purchasing behavior. How you have purchased, what other things that you have looked, right? based on all those analysis, Myntra will give you the most personalized product recommendation which you can't refuse. That is what Myntra does. It is highly retainable for the customers. Around 22% of the customers gets retained from this growth hacking function. And I'm just talking about one particular segment. There can be n number of segments where they will be using different other engineering functions as well. That is how Myntra uses analytics to track people down very well. Right? Many times you get SMS offers, discounts, 5% off. The reason is triggering. They want to trigger you every point of time because you are that person who can purchase, right? Similarly, many of you will know this particular app called as Spotify, right? Many of you will be familiar with this. Those who are not familiar, just download the app and listen to the first song. The next song that Spotify will recommend you will be very similar to the genre of the first song that you have heard. That is what Spotify does. How it does that? For example, you listen to a song and you save that in your playlist. Like that, billions of people does the same thing. Spotify use an algorithm called as cloud of similarities. They try to find out similar pattern between you listening to a song and billions of people listening to same genre, same voice, same gender, same tonalities of those songs as well, right? And they create a Discover Weekly playlist, a recommendation engine, which is so powerful and spot on that you can't imagine. People have already commented how well Spotify knows my Discover Weekly playlist. Amazingly done by them. And now they are using agentic systems to do that. So your songs will automatically get placed on those recommendation lists based on your likings, based on your preferences, based on what type of songs you mostly likes to hear. That is what they are doing, automating the process. You don't have to put as a favorite or a playlist. Spotify is doing that by itself. And that is how they are retaining customers. Similarly, many of you will have heard of this particular company called as June. Many of you haven't heard of it as well. At one time, they were the best seller in Amazon Marketplace. From 2000 to 2012 in their second generation microwave. I'm talking about the best seller. But nobody knows the name right now. The reason was they were totally flushed out from the market. And the reason was Amazon. As they were hosted on Amazon Marketplace, Amazon already have their customers and sellers data with them. They also know what was June's unique selling proposition was. Keeping all those advantages, pain points, Amazon analyzed them very well. And they created their own new brand of Alexa-driven microwave, which was much cheaper than what June was selling. So they create a segment of microwave to tackle the customers of June. And imagine June flushed out because of the better features and better qualities. Amazon created a product which was Alexa-driven at a cheaper price than what June was selling. So when you get a better product with better features, better qualities at a cheaper price, you will easily shift to that product. And that's what companies does. Companies like Boat, when you have Sony, JBL, Bose in the market, Boat almost captured 80% of the market share. The reason is understanding the demand and preferences.